Everyone, welcome back. Today we're looking at Polestar. So, what's the huge news for Polestar? Well, it turns out the first Polestar 4 actual production number car that's going out to customers has now officially been produced. This is huge news for those who are invested in the company. Any enthusiasts, fans of the company, this is huge news for us. Any customers of this company, it is huge news for us. So, let's have a look at this in more detail. The Polestar 4 production starts. First customer deliveries expected before the end of 2023. Fantastic. Finally, people will get their hands on this vehicle. They'll be able to give us great feedback on what it's like to drive. And perhaps we can get more of these vehicles in more showrooms around the world, in the UK, in the US, throughout Europe. I'm telling you, the colors of this car is absolutely amazing. They've got it in white, gray, and a grayish blue, which is really surprising. I've also got it in black as well. Fantastic. I really like this car. Now, Polestar confirms the successful start of production of the Polestar 4, with first deliveries to customers in China expected before the end of 2023. Official launch in all the other Polestar markets is planned for early 2024, with customers' deliveries in these markets expected within the same year. The first production cars to roll off the assembly line is finished in snow white with the signature Swedish gold details of performance pack. It is the first Polestar to be manufactured at the Hangzhou Bay factory operated by Geely Holding, which is powered by renewable energy that carries the IREC hydropower certificate combined with photovoltaic electricity generated on the roof of the plant. So, off the roof of the factory, they're generating energy. The factory's green credentials have played a significant role in reducing the environmental impact of the Polestar 4, which is at 19.4 to 21.4 TCO2e, has the lowest carbon footprint of any Polestar at launch. We spoke about that a few weeks ago on the channel. I uploaded a video about that. This car is basically the most greenest car Polestar has ever created, has ever built, has ever launched. And as you can see in this article that I'm reading from in their press release, they are edging deep into this. They're making it really obvious like, hey, we've created an extremely green car. This is incredible. They're making it very obvious like this is one of the best vehicles we've created in terms of being environmentally friendly. And I like where they're going with this because I want them to keep pushing this because they intend on creating even better vehicles that take on less emissions on the environment and are cleaner for the global environment. Now, the workshop adopts several methods of reducing harmful waste, including non-chrome passive vector to reduce water pollution, water-based paint to reduce volatile organic compound emissions, dry paper box filtering in the paint shop to remove paint mist, achieve zero wasteful water generation during the spraying process, and effectively reduce air conditioning energy consumption by 60%. Wow, they're really edging in on the clean energy thing. I didn't expect this much information on clean energy in this article. I expected more information on the actual vehicle, deliveries, tech, manufacturing. Now, what else do they have to say? Concentration wheel and regenerative thermal oxidizers to effectively treat exhaust gases from the factory. Thomas Ingeloff, Polestar CEO, has some statements, and I quote, "The Polestar 4 rolling off the production line today is accumulation of hard work from countless colleagues and partners. Polestar 4 stands out in design and performance, a remarkable SUV coupe in many ways. It is the first Polestar to feature a virtual rear window with world-class digital rear view mirrors. This car plays a very important role. This car plays a very important role in growing our lineup of exclusive performance EVs. It illustrated the value of our diversified and asset-light approach, making use of our partners and major shareholders' development and manufacturing expertise." You know what that means? That means they're making use of what Volvo can offer and what Geely can offer. Geely operates this bay, the Hangzhou Bay facility. That's Geely's factory. Polestar is using it as much as possible. Good for you, Polestar. That's your parent company, by all means. And they're highlighting that, of course, the access of which they have to different factories and manufacturing facilities. and the experience, the expertise this comes with. They're giving us the information we need. But I would like to see more information about the cars, please. Polestar 4 was first launched at the Shanghai Auto Show in April 2023. From the second half of 2025, additional manufacturing will be added in Busan, South Korea. I made a video about this. Polestar will start manufacturing these cars in the Renault factory in South Korea. Very interesting development from Polestar. Let's read that again. Let's just touch on that again. For one, this vehicle was only launched in April this year, and it's already in production. The first vehicles will be in the hands of customers before the end of 2023. And you're telling me I shouldn't believe in this company? How long does it take Tesla to bring their cars to market? Okay, it's taken Polestar a lot less than a year to bring this new car to market. Granted, it is in China, but come on, I give credit where credit is due. Give Polestar a break, cut them some slack. They're doing what they're needing to. They're bringing this new car to market in China. It will go worldwide next year in 2024. The Polestar 3 and the Polestar 4 are going worldwide next year in 2024. What do we have to complain about? Honestly, the share price is cheap right now. It's going to explode quite soon, especially when these new cars hit the market. The shares are on sales. Enjoy your Christmas. Not financial advice. This is just my opinion. And it's just for educational purposes. Anyway, so yes, Polestar is going to be manufacturing vehicles in South Korea. Really extraordinary. I really like this. And I was speaking about this recently, that the Polestar 4 strikes me as a vehicle that is specifically designed for the Chinese market. But not just the Chinese market, the Asian market in total. They're building this car. They will be building this car in South Korea as well. Is it also designed with that in mind for the South Korean market? Is it also designed in mind for the Japanese market as well? That's a really important question. The path of which they're taking with this car gives me an impression that they've designed it specifically for the Asian market. We can tell the Polestar 2 is not the best seller in China. So, will the Polestar 4 have better luck? I think so. They've designed it specifically for that market. The Polestar 3 is obvious that it's designed specifically for the USA market and for the European market. That's obvious. You look at that car and you can see it's very Swedish. It's very European. It's what Americans like as well. It's got that Porsche kind of luxury to it. Now, the SUV Coupe is the second SUV in Polestar lineup, and in addition to incorporating design cues from the first Polestar concept cars, it is also the fastest Polestar production car to date. The Polestar 4 is the fastest Polestar car in production to date. The Polestar 5 and the Polestar 6 will change all of that. Don't worry, give it some time. The Polestar 4 is positioned between the Polestar 2 and the Polestar 3 in terms of size and price. So why didn't they just call it the Polestar 3 and name the Polestar 3 the Polestar 4? Do you get what I mean? I've spoken about this before, but it's too late now. You can't change the names now. It'll just confuse everyone. That's just quite interesting. I like the number 4. It's my favorite number, so I'm not going to complain too much. Despite the fact that it might seem like Polestar isn't doing a lot, they're doing a lot. Now, I shared a little chart today, just a little chart, and this basically shows the cash Polestar has on hand and the debt. When Polestar had the most debt, it was actually in the first quarter of this year. For the last few years, Polestar hasn't accumulated a lot of debt. In fact, what they have created is a lot of cash. They've had a lot of funding, especially from Geely and from Volvo, and they continue to look for international funding. This is good for the company. They have very little debt, and they have a lot of cash on hand, and they intend to use it, and they want more cash to invest in the company. This is good. So this is why I'm not panicking. I tweeted this on Twitter. This is why I'm not panicking. The company doesn't have a lot of debt, but they have a lot of cash, and they intend to get more. So why am I too worried? Everyone is complaining about the earnings, the profitability. Why are you worried about that right now? They're obviously not going to be profitable. They just started selling vehicles. People expect a company to go profitability in the first year or first 2 years. And it's like, are you mad? It takes 5 to 10 years. Look how long it took Tesla to gain to profitability. Tesla used to be so in debt. They used to struggle a lot. And once they hit profitability, the cash went up and the debt went down. Polestar hasn't even taken out a lot of debt. They've been managing that very good, in my opinion. And I like what I'm seeing. Right now, in terms of cash on hand, they have just under 1 billion, and they've been spending this wisely. You know, one of the areas that I did notice that Polestar is spending the least in is R&D. They're developing these vehicles, Polestar 5, Polestar 6. They've been working on the Polestar 3 and the Polestar 4. They were also working on the new updated Polestar 2. But despite all of that, their spending on the R&D is surprisingly low. You'd expect, oh, they must be spending hundreds of millions on R&D. Not even close. Not even close. Their R&D was really impressive. Their major expensive were like capital expensive. The ones you'd expect. Once you look at the data of this company, you realize that what they're doing makes sense. It's completely legitimate. They're being carefully managed by Volvo and by Geely. Trust me, they're in good hands. I've got faith. That's it for this video. Thank you for watching, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.